What up, though? This your girl Be Real coming to you with a new video. It's been a while, but this video was just to show you how to do a one ball method with nail prep, applying a tip, and applying polish. I hope that you learned something from this video. My client, who's my model, the thumbnail was so big I wasn't able to apply a tip, but that doesn't affect the quality and the effect of this video. So here you'll see me getting ready to prep the nail. No need to push the cuticle back. You need that cuticle there to protect the client from being cut by your carbine bit. So you'll use your sanding band to help push that cuticle back and prep the nail. Apply a drop of glue to the tip of the nail, and then apply your tip as you'll see me do here. You want to know your client's fingers. This will help you with time management when you're applying your tips so that you don't have to constantly keep sizing the fingers. Now, once you do that, you're going to go ahead and clip your nails. You don't really need to shape the nail at this point unless the person is getting a more defined shape, such as stiletto or coffin. If they're getting a taper look, once you cut the nail, it already has a taper appearance. And after you apply your product, you'll go ahead and file down your sidewalls, as you'll see me do later. Make sure that you're using a monomer that is not too fast or too slow. That will help you be successful with your one ball method. As you can see, I'm applying the ball close to the cuticle, but not to the point where it's flooding the cuticle. After you apply the ball, you're going to go ahead and use your brush to push that product close to the cuticle without touching it, and then using your brush and monomer to move the product down. In some cases, you will need to clean your brush and then apply more monomer in order to move the product. You want to make sure that you manipulate the brush to make sure that that product is nice and smooth so you don't have too much filing to do. Go ahead and tap your product to make sure that it's making a clicking noise. That means that it's dry. At this point, you're going to go and pull the product down on the sidewalls, and you're going to go ahead and remove any product that may have touched the skin. Being very careful to not cut your client. If you're using a new file, you want to go ahead and score that file by scraping the sides against another file. At this point, you're going to see me go ahead and start that taper effect that I was telling you about earlier. If you're doing taper to square, you don't necessarily need to shape your tips beforehand. You can do it after you apply your product. However, if you're making your product super thick on the nails, then the filing is going to take you forever. No bulky nails here, ladies. So just making sure that that is nice and straight. You want to look at the client's view. Take your file at 90 degrees and move back and forward, making sure that you're proximal to the tip of the nail. Keep in mind, ladies, that I am not doing the thumb of this model. This is someone that I love very dearly that decided to help me out with this video. So you'll see me just going in and just making sure that that tapered look is there for the client. And as I stated earlier, this is just a way for you to increase your time management. And the only way that I was really able to come up with this video is by learning from someone before me. And that's how we all learn, ladies, is we learn from each other. Just to help, some cool tips for anyone that's starting out in the nail industry. Try not to spend so much money on product and get caught up in the hype. A lot of times when you see a lot of products, you get mesmerized and you get compelled to spend money. Find a product that's cheap that you can practice with, right? And then once you perfect that, then you can look into a product line. But be very careful not to get caught up in the hype of product lines, because some can be very expensive, whereas you don't have to spend that much money. One of the things that I like to do when I'm trying to look for products is I always utilize Amazon. Amazon is a great resource, and then having Amazon Prime is great because that means that you're going to get your product a lot quicker. So now you're going to see me just making sure that I push the cuticle back a little bit with my finger, but just know there's usually no product there, but it's always good to just push it back and be safe, right? And I'm just going through removing any bulkiness, which there's really not any. So this process should be very quick, especially if you're laying your product nice and evenly across the nail. So now I'm just taking my sanding band. You can use a coarse or a foul sanding band, depending on what you have to remove and smooth out. I typically use a medium, just to be in between, right? And I'm just going across and removing any imperfections from my carbine bit to make sure that the nail is nice and smooth. And I'm also sealing off my free edge, my cuticle area, to make sure that I don't have anything that's lifting up or anything that may lift. And then going through and making sure that when you're buffing that you want to use the tip of your finger underneath the free edge of the nail, because when the client has long nails and you're buffing, that can be a bit painful for them. So just going through and checking to make sure that everything is nice and smooth. And so it is. At this point, I'm just going to show you how to apply a quick nail polish, super fast. And when you want to get polish close to the cuticle, you want to put it close to the cuticle without touching and push your brush up to the cuticle. And that's how you get a nice, clean cuticle line. Some people like to start at the free edge. If that's your preference, that's fine as well. I'm going to go ahead and apply a second coat. And I used a nice bright color because you're going to see the imperfections. And so there isn't any. I'm applying my top coat, and this client is ready to go under the dryer. Thank you so much for watching my video. As always, check your girl out by subscribing to her channel. You can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube and TikTok.